Bogard scot free in every sense of the word. I keep my hands clean, sanitized. I've been analyzing streets, found a way. Now I try to find his feet. Moutier, the lifestyle blinding me. Gotta be an angle here. It's all geometry. It was all a dream. Like the late great notorious, the road less traveled, the road less glorious.
The abyss of these bubblegate bitches. Still I rise in the midst of demons, blocking views and pictures. On the slide of future menus, looks bright on the new venues. Pressed it on wax, watch the saga continue. Lessons, the facts, it's all something we've been through. But when pain's no longer holding pain, that's just something I don't do. Ventilation's a healthy process to a regimen focused with lit views. Don't fall for traps, don't be confused, don't let them get you.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in. This is the JC Money and Coach Craig show, sports show. But Coach Craig ain't here today. He's gonna be driving back from the combine. He was down at the football combine, so y'all be ready because we're gonna have some pretty cool content coming with some combine information and some videos and stuff like that. So my man Craig been down there doing a little bit of research, got his eyes open, a little bit of scouting. So I got my man Andrew Yu in the building. So we're going to be talking about NASCAR. What's up, brother?
What's up? It's race day, so another week of fantasy. It's time we're in Vegas, capital of gambling, right?
Let's make that money.
Yep.
So we can get into it right away. You know, I mean, obviously we can start talking about some of these guys that are up here. I mean, I can throw up. Let me throw up SuperDraft real quick, and then we can kind of talk some guys. I know you got some information for me. We can talk about some of the guys, how they finished last year, and then obviously go from there. But let me get the SuperDraft up. Then we can at least talk about multipliers, and then you'll get a little bit better angle to talk with. But I mean, you can go ahead and start talking about some guys that you're interested in right now.
Yeah, I guess also just some quick updates that I've seen so far. So some guys going to the back. Kyle Busch, he crashed in practice one, or the only practice you get for the weekend. So the damage was so bad that he had to go to a backup car. So he's just starting last. That's one of the guys I'm looking for. He's going to get you a ton of place differential points because that car is a Joe Gibbs racing car, and those cars are not going to stay in the back very often. They're going to move up as quickly as they can. Another guy going to the back is Tyler Reddick. He was going to start 7th. They apparently had they had to change a steering rack for that car. He's going to start with some negative points because, starting in the back, he's going to be scored in 7th. So, but he has a fast car, so I would imagine he's going to try and get a top 10 day. Top 15 is pretty much a must for him. But those are two of the guys that are going in the back. But let's start it off by talking. We're sort of recapping last week. Auto Club, what a wild race it was. You had guys like Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott. They had problems. Well, Kyle Busch, he spun out, and then he had some overheating issues. From what I've seen and what I've heard is that David Wilson, the team president of Toyota Racing Development, they said they were trying to experiment with the irradiation stuff, and they just put basically a block on top of their radiators, and well, that just basically it was trying to prevent them from overheating, but they eventually ended up overheating. So they said it was only a one race deal, so take that with whatever information you'd like. But I would say from what I've seen with the Toyotas, like there are some of them that are going to be good. Like Bell, he won the pole, and he really was doing really fast. Hamlin's a pretty good safe guy in this race. I know both of them, they come at around like a 1.3 multiplier for your champion, and 1.3 as your multiplier for the champion, and a 1.95 for Bell. So that's a pretty nice multiplier for him. If you want a guy he's starting the pole, he's going to lead at least 5-10 laps. So, and you get points for that. So that's one guy I kind of like. And Hamlin hasn't shown too much speed and doesn't really offer you too much upside. He starts 8th. Okay, some place differential points there. Just a regular multiplier of 1 and 1.5 in champion. So maybe stay away from him. But that's my take on Toyotas. Although, like I said, Kyle Busch, he's going to come from the back, so a lot of place differential points. Someone I really like if you're in these, DraftKings or like in SuperDraft Pro, because they give you a lot of these place differential points. Can he lead laps? Maybe not so much, but if you're just in it for the place differential, he's a must guy.
You're talking about Kurt Busch too.
Yeah, Kurt Busch. He's definitely also another guy. That's going to be placed differential. The reason why he qualified 31st was when he went to turn 1, the car kind of snapped loose. He didn't lose it, but he definitely lost time from the car snapping loose, and then he slid up the track just a bit, but that hurt his speed or his time that he put down in qualifying. Also from last week from Auto Club, you saw a really interesting top 10. You had guys like some of the regulars like Kyle Larson, Joey Logano. Then you guys had like Eric Jones, Austin Dillon, Daniel Suarez. Those guys are like, wow, where did they come from? Kevin Harvick finished 7th. Another guy that's starting back in the field today. He's got a lot of experience. Well, just from racing, but from this new car, maybe not so much. But he's definitely a guy that I hope will get some place differential points. I saw that they don't have so much of a short run speed, but definitely a long run car. You just have a pretty good, decent multiplier. That multiplier is.
Who are we looking at? Let's see here.
Kevin Harvick. Oh, it's up there. It's 1.1.
Yeah.
Just a bit above of Joey Logano and Chase Elliott, and I would say probably 1.7. Yeah. 1.65 for the multiplier. Although he's starting 25th, that's going to give you some multiplier. I mean, place differential points. And I'm predicting that car's going to finish like 15th or something. So. That's 10 points of place differential. And I mean, even last week he started 31st, and he got like 74 points. Like that's a lot amount. So I'm just from seeing like last week, the Harvick and Kurt Busch duo actually maybe a good duo to put in your lineup. Because it's for sure. Yeah, and then other tad bits. The guy that surprised me most, Daniel Hemrick and Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, like I said, he had those issues, but both of them were at least like 5 laps down, and the race was so crazy that they came back, and Hemrick finished 9th, and Kyle Busch finished 14th, which you shouldn't come back from 5 laps down. Like if you're 5 laps down, that's pretty much your bed's made, and you're just riding around for just practice and gathering data. But they came back and had some good finishes, and well, Hemrick, he's the highest multiplier out of the guys I like, with a 1.65 as the regular multiplier and a 2.45 for your champion.
Yeah, he might be a good champion then.
Yeah, although he is starting 18th. I think last week he started a bit further back, but I would say if even if you don't put him as a champion, like he's a good guy to put in as a driver to use, because I hear he's just Hemrick doesn't really try and overdrive his car too much. Although in the Xfinity series last year, he was kind of unlucky, but he's really the highest guy I like that has a high multiplier out of everyone. And then the next guy up, I know we had Stenhouse last week. It panned out really well, but he's starting a lot higher this time at 9th, so I'm not really inclined to do that. Bubba starting 17th, like you had. It's a pretty okay bet, although he's probably going to run around 15th, maybe try and get in the top 10, so 7.7 place differential maximum. But the guys that I like that have a little bit less multiplier are Justin Haley and Chris Buescher, around in that 2.2 multiplier range. 2.2 multiplier range, and then regular it's just 1.45, and both 1.45. They're starting 28th and 27th, but with those kinds of equipments, they're not gonna be finishing there unless they somehow wreck or have a bad day. I'm thinking like top 20, top 25, or even like a top 15. So that's gonna be a lot of multiplier points for you. I think even Haley, he ran mediocre last week, and even if you click on the stats,
I got you. Go ahead.
Even if you look on the stats, like 49, that's not bad for what he had. And then although Buescher, he did wreck out last week, but I mean last week it was also another I see Coach Craig in the chat. Yeah, Buescher, he had a bad day last week, just wrecked his car, unfortunately. I mean, they didn't really post too fast speeds, but I would say just in the race, I would say they're going to move up easily from like their 28th and 27th starting position. And then going down the list of multipliers as you decrease, Chase Briscoe, not Chris Buescher, Chase Briscoe, starting 4th. That's a bit too risky for me, although a lot of people say he has speed. I kind of agree with that, but yeah, just I think he's not gonna finish fourth unless we have another wild week like we did last week. Ty Dillon, 32nd. I'm thinking that he's not going to stay 32nd. Although that speed, they don't really have as much speed, but with the way that the petty GMS equipment has been, I mean, I'm thinking top 20, top 25. Or maybe even if he gets like 2 points, that's someplace differential. But yeah, that's a guy to watch out for. I don't know if I would be sticking him in every lineup. I mentioned Ross Chastain. I feel like he's a fast car this week. He was like 11th in top 5 speed runs. Starting 18th, he can maybe run around there, or maybe he can try and get like 14th or 15th. So 2 to 4 place differential points around there. And I think even last week, not too much of a good week for him, but he'll be one. Those are 2 guys to watch out for, but I don't know if I would stick into my lineups. Other guys, Cindric at a 1.35 multiplier, starting 3rd. I mean, the interesting stat about him is he's been the only rookie since Jimmy Johnson in 2012 to lead the point standings right now. He's been riding a pretty good streak. I'm gonna say he has a decent points average. Yeah, just from winning the 500, he got 72 down to 42, so a bit of a 30-point loss, but he's gonna be one to watch out for.
Yeah, Pro picks have him in one lineup. They got as their champions. They have Kyle Busch, and then in one lineup, and then Kurt Larson or Kyle Larson and all the other ones as their champion.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's the strategy is to use Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, or Larson to be your champion, because Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch, those are going to be the place differential plays, and then Larson's he's pretty much the favorite to lead the most laps here, since he was a fast car compared to Christopher Bell, another Toyota. But I would say Bell's a bit more riskier. But Larson starts second, gets you that 1 place differential point. Yeah. And then the fastest laps, if C Bell falls back 5 positions, that's already a loss.
Yeah, I think they don't have fastest laps though on here.
Yeah,
it's crazy, but they do laps led. Obviously, that's something.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant. It was like even if Bell leads a few laps and just falls back, then that's already kind of a bad investment or bad play to use. Eric Jones, another guy, he finished 2nd, had speed last week. This week, not so much. Starting 23rd, it will be interesting to see if he can get that car up back to a 15th or somewhere around there, because I think last year he finished 10th in that 43 car, and that was a very surprising effort by that Richard Petty GMS car, or now Richard Petty GMS. Last year was Richard Petty only. Bowman you selected. He's a guy I'm going to be interested to look at, because for me, Bowman, he has good equipment. He's a decent driver. His finishes and just how he does, it's pretty inconsistent, because I saw a stat where it was like before last year, he had 2 incidences in the race. I think one was a tire and another one was a speeding penalty. Threw him back down to 22nd, 24th. So terrible luck for him. But even before that, he was 7.5 or 8.5 in average finish. This week he has speed, but I don't know if he can be outrun by guys like Blaney, Logano, Kyle Larson, or maybe even just the guys who's starting out back. Maybe like Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch, maybe they can outpoint Bowman, although he is going to get you place differential if he makes it into the top 10 or the top 5. The guy above him, Truex Jr., has a great history here. He's 2nd best in the average finishes in the last 10 races. But, yeah, Toyotas, I don't know. I feel like half of them do good, and the other half, they just suck.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Truex seems – he's also like a Hamlin. Like, he's going to be steady, but that car is just kind of slow for me. And then, you have like you said, Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch are your champion, and Kurt Busch has the same multiplier as Truex Jr. So I'd rather go for a guy who has more place differential than a guy who's possibly can get you that place differential. I guess what I'm saying is just like Kurt Busch has a greater potential for place differential.
Yeah, I
And
think I'd rather have Kyle Busch. So I mean, with the track history, I mean, Kurt Busch
Mhm.
hasn't done. I mean, I guess I only have 1 year right here in front of me, but last year, Kyle
Yeah.
Larson. I mean,
Mhm.
Kyle Busch finished in third, but I guess
Yeah.
it depends on where he was starting at. He didn't finish the. Let's see.
Yeah, Kyle Busch was really great last year. This year I know like I said, gone off to a slow start with Auto Club. They 500 they had a good finish, which surprised me a bit. But yeah, if we're going based on track history, Kyle Busch over Kurt Busch. I know Kurt Busch's finishes have deviated since some of them. He's been just bouncing around from team to team, from like Stewart Haas Racing, Chip Ganassi last year. Now he's with the Michael Jordan team at 2311, which they have decent equipment so far. Um, yeah, those are they're gonna be. I think I would throw both of them in, even if you don't throw Kurt as a champion. He's got a greater potential for
I
getting
mean,
those.
looking here back at the last race, I mean, finishing eighth, and he just the place differential. That's what I fucking like, dude. That's 28 points right there.
Mhm. Yeah, if you just 31st all the way to 8th, that's a ton of place differential.
Yeah.
Other guys that are interesting, and like I said, Reddick's going to the back, but that car is top 5 speed. That's not going to be too much of a place differential, even if he makes it to top 5. I don't know if he's really like the guy last week. He was on rails. Like he was leading like a majority of the race, had a tire go down. So, and then even if you mentioned that and like the 500, the Clash, like he's had bad luck so far. So
Mm-hmm.
if you really, I know the guy has speed, the guy has talent and speed, and the car has speed. But yeah, if you really just want to stay away from someone with some bad luck or some bad mojo, then I would stay away from Reddick. Brad Keselowski and Byron starting 14th and 15th respectively. That's some place differential right there. I like Byron more. Seems to have the second best car and the second fastest car behind his teammate. And then Brad Keselowski, he has a good track history here, the best finisher out of everyone here, so he knows this track. But the thing is, it's his equipment. Like I'm gonna say, his equipment's not as fast, but I mean, if you like a guy who's more experienced, then you can go that way. And getting up to maybe even a top 10, that's 5 place differential points. So that's a good payout. Um, and then other guys I like. The only other guy, well, like I said, Harvick, another guy, place differential guy. I think last week probably even the best lineup had Harvick and Kurt Busch
Yeah.
because of how they started way back there. I know Harvick last year he just struggled in the first race, and SHR they just struggled on these kinds of tracks. But this year so far, I mean, Briscoe has kind of led the bet has led the 4 cars, although he didn't finish as well last week, but he did show a ton more speed than Almirola and Custer. I did think Almirola and Custer they just got their top 10s, or I think Custer finished 11th, but they just got their results just from people having bad days, and just that race was just crazy. But I mean, they're saying that Almirola is the only guy to have consecutive top 10s in both these races. So, and in this same car. So, I mean, take what you want from that. And if you think that's a sure bet or a sure thing, I mean, go ahead and use him. But I'm not really too high on him. And the last 2 guys besides Kyle Larson is Logano and Hamlin. I like Logano more, although starting 6th while Hamlin starting 8th. Hamlin will get you more place differential if he makes it up there, but
Mm-hmm.
Logano, I think is a fast car. He has really, I mean, he outqualified his teammate Blaney, which is also another fast car. But yeah, I mean, they seem to. I mean, also Logano was pretty solid last week, still finishing the top 5. While Blaney, unfortunately, in the last lap had a issue coming off of turn 2, kind of almost lost that car, but yeah, just dropped a few positions. So that hurt his day. While Logano, yeah, pretty safe, pretty solid play of him just riding around and cruising around. And yeah, that's pretty much the guys I like this week.
So I can tell you here. Let's see. So Hemrick is starting 16th. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at some of this previous stuff. I mean, he did well last week.
Mm-hmm.
But so I mean, I like his multiplier a lot, and that's something I'm kind of looking at if I want to leave him in, or if I want to take him out and put in Kyle Busch. So I think I might just leave one like this and then just change the other two with Kyle Busch because I think it's a safer play. I mean, especially with him being back way in the back, and then I mean, you saw what he did last week. Obviously, made a huge push.
Yeah, I think Hemrick's gonna be just a solid guy, safe play if he doesn't get into trouble. You could replace Chris Buescher. Well, but then he's starting out back.
Mm-hmm.
Logano, he does have good track history here, so I mean, I think it might come down to either Hemrick or Logano versus Kyle Busch in your lineup.
Let's see.
So I would say Kurt Busch, Buescher, Harvick. I would use kind of those three. Yeah, those are
Yeah, I mean, looking at the pro picks here, I told you the champions. It's like Kyle Busch or Kyle Larson, and then like Harvick's in a lot, like almost every single one. Let's see here.
Oh no,
Kurt Busch is in almost every single one.
well,
He is in every single one. Boucher is almost in every single one.
Yeah, apparently, just something from the Twitter. Apparently, Hemrick is still in the garage as he has a transaxle heat issue, so some cooling-ish lines, but he's going to have to go to the back, so he's starting out negative. So I don't know if that worries you a bit, if that makes you
it does. That's good. You get good insight there, brother. Good intel.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on top of that if anything happens in the next few minutes. But yeah, that's an interesting thing.
I think I'd rather take Kyle Busch.
Yeah, I mean he's starting basically last, so even if he crashes out, he's still he's gonna finish at least better than last. I would think.
So I think that's what we're gonna do. We'll keep it safe. We'll have the Busch brothers in there. I'm gonna run with Kurt Busch though as the champion. I think.
Okay.
Just because he has a higher multiplier,
Yeah, I would too. Whoever's got the higher multiplier.
Yeah.
Go with it if it has decent equipment. Yeah, and has.
And then I want Boucher, Harvick, and then Logano as well. I mean, that's kind of. I feel like it's a pretty safe lineup. And it's got a little bit of mix of what they got in the pro picks, but we're in difference with Kurt Busch in the champion spot for sure.
Yeah, I would say Kurt Busch. I mean, the only guy I would think to put up there is the best guy Larson, but I mean.
Oh, I guess we could have put. I didn't even think about throwing Larson here. I mean, Larson would be a good play too.
I mean, Larson or Logano. I mean, I think Larson has a faster car. Logano is going to get you. Maybe if he finishes around third or second, get you 4 extra points. But then Larson's going to be in the front, leading maybe a good amount of laps. I would say he's got some speed, and yeah.
I'm good with that.
So yeah, it's really going to be hard between Larson and Larson over Logano. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, like you can.
I mean, the multiplier is not even. Yeah, the multiplier is not too big. Just
it's 0.05.
Yeah, I think it's really just going to come down to if you think he's going to lead a lot of laps.
I mean, he should. He's damn good.
And he's going to get you that 1 place differential since he's starting second. So really, it's only a 3 position points differential. I think because Logano starts 6. Yeah, 6. So 5. But and then it's only 4 place differential points. But with the way how many laps Larson is going to lead, I'd rather risk it on Larson. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is where I think we're gonna go. I'm gonna save that. Boom. Fill up my other lineups, and then you can talk about how you're gonna build your lineup too. I mean, I'd love that.
I think yeah, you really could go between. I might just go do a Kyle Busch as my champion, because he's starting last. I think you'll at least try and get something out of that car. I'm definitely throwing Larson in here. Harvick's gonna be one to look into. Kurt Busch is a must. So a lot of my first 3 guys are starting with K's. Bell, I don't know if I want to, and then Hemrick's got that issue. I think I'm throwing in Buescher. He's definitely gonna get me someplace differential there, and then I might either throw Byron or Blaney. I mean, Byron's starting 14th, but last week he had a top 3, top 5 car, and this week he's also got the same thing. Just I don't know why, but like last week he decided to wash up the track and run into Reddick at the finish, which is kind of weird. Yeah, I didn't plan that out, and he just wrecked his day, which I feel like he could have been avoided. I don't know how
He
it
literally
happened.
wrecked his day.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened, but like, yeah, just.
Tire problems? You have tire issues?
Well, the thing is, the 8 had the tire issue, but then the 24, he just washed up the track. Like he didn't have tire issues. He just went wider than he should have, or like he didn't slow down in time or something, and he just washed into the 8 car and put him in the wall, and then yeah, he wrecked himself.
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain it, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really between Blaney or Byron for me. Because I think, is there anyone else that's got a higher multiplier than Busher? Haley was another guy like starting only one position back. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even mention any of these speeds. Okay, well yeah, Busher's got a faster car. Yeah, like I said, Harvick's got more of a long run car. But then again, I mean, after last week, I don't know if we get more long runs because the longest run I heard was only like 19 laps, which is pretty short, I would think, and I would say, compared to like 40 to maybe even 50 like laps as like a long run. In the final stage, I would think. I hope this week's a lot less crazier. I know it's another intermediate track, but last week it had pretty much an old surface, and yeah, I guess guys were just pretty much trying to figure out their car first in this new package on an intermediate track, because the first race was the super speedway with Daytona, and that was more of luck than ever. But yeah.
No, I mean, I feel like Hemrick would have been a good play if he hadn't, his shit wasn't fucked,
Yeah, there's not really any updates so far, but I'm gonna keep on it.
Well, and that's a good point to lead to. Make sure you tell them where. Let's see, we're at make sure people can know where to follow you too, so they can follow for your updates too. And I guess you can keep me posted too, and I guess at least I can post it to my Twitter. So we can get people. We need to start getting people following you. So I'm actually gonna post something too, so people can start following my man Andrew here, because he's got the good insight.
Yeah, I can post my Twitter. I can post my Twitter in the chat, I think. Oh, maybe not. If not, I can just I send it to you in the private chat.
Oh, okay.
Boom. Yeah, that's my Twitter. I'll probably end up changing a few things as I finally get a week off from school, so
nice.
I'm gonna change a few things on my Twitter and make myself a little bit more open than what I have right now.
And Andrew's going to be on the show for sure every Sunday. I mean, we're going to be talking NASCAR. So every Sunday when we got the NASCAR show going, Andrew will be on. And possibly the night before, so we can at least do a little bit of an update and see what's going on.
Or even Saturday if I know some races are on Saturday nights.
Yeah, sure. Yep. As long as we know what's going on, we'll have all the stuff, for NASCAR, and this is how we're going to do it. And Craig will be back on tomorrow. We'll be back to the normal show talking basketball. I'm going to post I'll post a couple of my basketball lineups tonight. And I mean, if Andrew feels like he's going to play some basketball, if he's going to start getting into some of these other sports, then we'll start posting everybody's kind of plays, and then everyone can see where we're at. So play along with us on SuperDraft Pro. Making sure you guys are getting signed up. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube. JC Money Design everywhere. So appreciate everyone being here. We'll get out of here, and Andrew will talk. We'll talk about a little bit later, and we'll keep updating everyone so they know what's going on with Hemrick and everything like that. So appreciate you being here as always. Let's get some follows. Also, let's get some follows for Andrew. Let's get his Twitter game up.
Yep.
Appreciate y'all.
Yep. You guys have a good race weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Peace. Let's win that money.
Baby. Life ain't sweet if you know what I mean. Try to go legit and follow my dreams. Life ain't sweet, if you know what I mean. Try to go legit and follow my dreams. Life ain't sweet, if you know what I mean. Try to go legit and follow my dreams. Life ain't sweet, if you know what I mean. Try to go legit and follow my dreams.